Now the time has come to hear our chief guest of the evening, Pujya Swamiji. And before that, I request AB to be played of Swamiji. AB, please. I'll read out. Swami Mukundananda, born on December 19, 1960, is a global spiritual leader, best-selling author. I'm reading out from here. Vedic scholar and authority on mind management. He is the founder of JK Yog Jagadguru Kripaluji Yog India, a non-profit organization based in Cuttack, Odisha, and JK Yog, a non-profit organization based in Dallas, Texas, which offers a unique yogic system also known as yoga for the body, mind, and soul. As a child, Swami Mukundananda spent long hours in meditation and contemplation. He graduated from the IIT Delhi with a degree in engineering and received a postgraduate degree from the IIM Calcutta. After that, he worked for some time with one of the India's most topmost industrial houses. He left a career in business to join the order of sannyas, dedicating his time to devotional pursuit and travel throughout India as a sannyasi. Under the guidance of Sri Jagadguru Sri Kripaluji Maharaj, who is lovingly called as the Maharajji by his devotees, Mukundananda studied the Vedic scriptures, Indian and Western philosophy, and Bhakti Yoga. Kripaluji Maharaj entrusted him with the key task of spreading Vedic knowledge around the globe. The journey for more than quarter century, Swami Mukundananda had been traveling around the world, awakening thousands of minds by spreading profound knowledge of the Vedas. He has unveiled the way to explain the hardest meaning of the Vedas in the modern context using the perfect logic, simple yet scientific approach. JK Yoga Swami Mukundananda formulated a system of yoga that incorporates elements of both Hatha Yoga and Bhakti Yoga, and founded a non-profit organization of the same to promote the practice throughout the United States and India. JK Yoga is headquartered at the Radhakrishna Temple in Allen, Texas. In May 2020, Swami Mukundananda launched the expansion of JK Yoga activities beyond USA to make major cities across the globe. With this, I now request Swamiji to enlighten us with his beautiful thoughts.
Mannatha Shri Jagannatha Madguru Shri Jagadguru Madatma Sarvabhutatma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. District Governor of Rotary International District 3262, Shri Saumya Ranjan Mishra Ji, Evam Srimati Sarita Mishra, and all the wonderful members of the Rotary family. It is very inspiring to see this conference happening. After a year of lockdown, when people were all in their homes and gatherings like this were not allowed, and organizations like Rotary and JK Yoga had suffered in the work they were doing. This is a very, very bold move. I would like to congratulate the district governor and all the volunteers. Very heartening to see this conference happening. And it has very beautifully been named Smiles. Actually, all of us want to smile. This desire to be happy is there in each and every one of us. And that is why the first thing we do when we come into this world, what do? We cry. Do you know why we cry? Because in the process of birth, we experience pain. And by crying, we express our feelings. I did not come into this world for pain and misery. I came to smile. Give me a reason to smile. So the desire to smile doesn't need to be taught to people. It is coming from our source. That creator, Jagannath, Sri Ram, Sri Krishna, Narayan, he is an ocean of Anand. As little fragments of Anand the Sindhu, we all want Anand. And that is the reason why all of us wish to smile. The dilemma is that what we experience in this world is the very reverse. Vidur had asked Maitreya Rishi in the Bhagavad, Sukhaya karmani karoti loko natai sukham vanya duparamam va. He said, O sage, all of us are seeking happiness, and what we are getting is misery. Why is this contradiction there? The reason is simple. We do not know how to get that smile that we want. And the idea of this conference is to help people actually smile. How will that smile come on our faces? There was one gentleman, his wife since 55 years passed away. For 2 years he was in depression. He went to a psychiatrist at Apollo and said, Sir, for 2 years I have never smiled. I have forgotten what it is to be happy. Can you please tell me how I can bring my smile back on my face? The psychiatrist, he said, there's this lady who cleans the floor. Look at the smile on her face. Let us ask her the secret of how to smile. So they called that Jamadar, the lady cleaner, in. And the psychiatrist said, you seem to be so happy. What is the secret of your smile? The lady said, Dr. Sahab, my husband, he passed away a few years ago. And subsequent to that, my son had a road accident and a truck killed him on the road. All of a sudden, my world was turned apart and I was drowned in misery. I felt I should commit suicide. I was dragging myself from one day to the next. However, one fine day, I was in the market and I was returning after purchasing rations when a little kitten started following me. That kitten continued to come behind me. And when I reached my house, the kitten was outside. So I was inclined to feed the kitten. And I went into my house, took milk in a saucer, and offered the milk before the kitten. The kitten drank all the milk. It cleaned the saucer. And then it came and started rubbing its back against my feet, purring as cats do. And at that time, I smiled. It was the first time in many years that I had smiled. When suddenly the thought came to me that I did a little bit for this kitten, it made me smile. What if I do something for others as well? I knew that my neighbor was bedridden. I baked a cake and took it to my neighbor. The neighbor smiled, and so did I. So I started helping all the people in my neighborhood. And that is the secret behind my smile. So this is the kind of smile that you all in Rotary deserve to have, because you are trying to put a smile on the face of the others. See, when I was a little child, I used to ask adults, what is the biggest word in the world? So somebody would say floxy, noxy, nihilipilification. I would say no. The biggest word in the world is smiles. And why? Because in smiles, between S and S, there is a distance of 1 mile. So it's a mile-long word. But our Sanskrit literature talks of different categories of smiles. The first, it says, is smith. What is smith? Where you are smiling from inside, but your lips are closed. The second is upahasit, where you are actually laughing, your lips are open, but nobody can hear you. The third is hasit, where you laugh normally. The fourth is ati hasit, where you laugh so loudly the people come and ask, "Kya hua bhai? Kyun has rahe ho?" The fifth is attahas, where you laugh so loudly you have to catch your stomach. Sometimes, once, twice in a year it happens. And the sixth is uch attahas, where you laugh so loudly that the window panes also start shaking. My Gurudev, Jagat Guru Shri Kripaluji Maharaj, our Santosh Patraji, the holiday resort owner, knows him very well. He was famous for his uch attahas. And that is the best thing for your health. When you laugh loudly, your brain signals the organs in the body to secrete beneficial chemicals. So it is the vitamin L, vitamin laughter. Since this is a smiles conference, let us try it out. Along with me, we will do uch attahas. All right? You can be kanjus, miser anywhere, but not while laughing. So we will lift our hands, and in this is the inauguration of the Smiles Conference. So along with me. Okay. Now let me tell you one thing. What is the way to always smile. Why is it that in the world we smile a little and then it is gone? The Vedas tell us the kind of happiness which your Atma is seeking is such that it should be infinite in extent. Now let us say somebody is poor and he becomes a karodpati. So he smiles, I am a karodpati. But he then looks at the Arabpati and he says, the Arabpati is smiling more than I am smiling. So his smile finishes. Whatever happiness we get, if we find a happiness higher than that, our happiness stops. The Vedas say, yo vai bhuma tat sukham. The happiness you are seeking is infinite. Plus, that smile should always remain. Suppose you say, Swamiji, I came to Puri, went to the beach, had Jagannath darshan, I was all smiles yesterday. And today I got a little bit of fever, the power had gone, the AC was not working, TV was conked off, I got bored. So yesterday's smile went away today? Yes. That smile which comes and then goes cannot satisfy you. The kind of smile that our Atma is looking for is such a smile that will always remain. And it will be ever fresh. So where will that smile come from? That is what Rotary teaches us. One little boy, he was 5 years old, and it was a cold winter. He was standing outside the window pane of the shoe shop. He was barefoot on the cold stone floor, and he was ogling at those shoes, Reebok, Nike, Bata. He had never even worn chappals in his life. So one lady came by and said, my little child, you come with me. She understood what he wants. She caught his hand, took him in the shop. She told the shopkeeper, get me some soap and water. The shopkeeper brought it in a vessel. The lady made the child sit on the chair. With her own hands, she washed the feet of that little boy, got a towel and dried them, asked for a pair of socks and made the child wear the socks, and then said, which shoes do you want? The one that he chose, she took and made him wear them and paid the bill at the shop. So, before she was about to leave, the child said, Madam, can I ask you a question? The lady said, what? He said, are you the wife of God? So the lady said, why do you ask? He said, I was praying to God that I am feeling cold on my feet. If only I can have something which will remove this pain. And you came and gave me these socks and shoes. So you must be the wife of God. Now that is the way to put a smile on the others. And when we share, when we put a smile on the others, that is the best way to put a smile on our own face. Naturally, in this Rotary conference, it is people who are well-to-do who are joining, who have the ability to give in charity. In our Vedic culture, money is respected as Lakshmi. It is the Shakti of Narayana. Somebody is blessed with more Lakshmi, somebody is blessed with less Lakshmi. But this money can have three gatis. The first gati is bhog. You enjoy it, have a feast, blow it up in restaurants and hotels. That is bhog. The second gati is dan, where you take your money and give it for a good cause. And the third gati is nash. If you don't give it in dan and don't do bhog, the third gati is it is spent in doctors' bills and lawyers' fees. It is all wasted. So what is the right attitude we must have towards Lakshmi? We can have three kinds of attitudes. Swami Ranjan Mishra ji, you are a lawyer, so they are saying, why did Swami ji say that? See, he is lawyer only for name. His main occupation is Rotary and pastime is law. So, towards Lakshmi, we can have three bhavanas, three kinds of attitude. You can either see Lakshmi as your mother, or look on Lakshmi as your wife, or look on Lakshmi as your daughter. To see it as the mother, what do people do with the mother? Mummy, I want ice cream. Mummy, I want this. So some people say, I have got money, I will fulfill my desires with this money. And the verse was Ravan. He saw Lakshmi Devi, Mother Sita, as an object, as his own beloved he wanted. But our Vedic culture teaches us, you see Lakshmi as your daughter. She is Paraya Dhan. She doesn't belong to you. It is given by God. You are the caretaker. So whatever you need for yourself, you utilize it. And the rest of it, it belongs to Him. You put it to good use. And that is what Rotary is teaching. So there is no doubt, as you were saying, that Rotary is a very, very amazing organization where you are getting opportunity to serve. The opportunity to grow yourself is a blessing. The opportunity to serve is the biggest blessing. Now, in this service is a journey. And what attitude do we bring for a service? This needs to be improved. So my Gurudev used to say, this is how seva should be. And I have not learned how to serve like this. But I am sharing with you so that you can also hear what the ideal seva should be. He would say that while giving, you think I am taking. I am having the opportunity to serve. So I am thankful for this opportunity. Even while giving, you are thinking, I am taking. This poor man is blessing me with the opportunity to serve him. And when you look at yourself, think there is nothing I have worthy of giving. And the third point, having done samarpan, with tan, with man, with dhan. Even having done samarpan, you do samarpan of the pride of having done samarpan. That means give away the pride of having given. Always think, अगर मुझसे कुछ भी अच्छा कार्य हुआ, ये भगवान की कृपा से हो गया, वरना मेरी क्या हैसियत थी. Just today, in our ashram in Bara, Cuttack, I was sharing a story. I will end with this story. One of the biggest danis in history, in Indian history, one of them has been, can you name a big dani in Indian history? Karan, right? And the second was Raghu. He is the Purvaj of Ram. So Ram's father Dashrath, his father Aj, his father Raghu. Raghu Vansh Naam has come after Raghu. So Raghu, Suryavanshi Raja, he had a whole kingdom. And he thought, I have gathered all this as taxes from my people, not for my sake, but for their sake. Just like clouds gather water from the earth, not for their sake, but to rain it back. So he decided to do one yajna. The name of the yajna was Vishvajit Yajna. Sa Vishvajit ma jahre yajnam sarvasva dakshinam. This rule in the Vishvajit Yajna is you must give everything. Nothing must remain. So he actually did it. He wore beggar's dress after that, and in a mud pot, he went out begging for his next meal. He went and sat under a tree. Some of his citizens were also under the tree, and they were discussing. हमारे राजा रघु कितने बड़े दानी हैं, उन्होंने सर्वस्व दान कर दिया. Those words came in the ear of Raghu. When Raghu heard those words, he felt very bad. He said, hey, what are you all speaking? They said, what are we speaking? We are praising our Raja. There has never been a dani like him. Raghu said, Khabardar, don't ever say that again. Raghu has not given anything in dan. Said, who are you? You are insulting our Raja. How dare you speak like that? Raghu said, go and ask your Raja. When he came into this world, did he bring anything with him? He came empty-handed. He will go empty-handed. Whatever he gave was not his. Raghu knew how to serve. He would serve and also give away the pride of serving. So, if all the people in Rotary can learn that humbleness, that freedom from pride, you will have Swarg right here. And the seva that you are offering to society will become even more effective. So I think I should stop. See, if you do like this, I'll start. If you do like this, I'll stop. But there was one person, when he would go to speak, his secretary, after half an hour, would send a note. The note would have KISS. So somebody saw it and said that, why does your secretary send a message kiss? What does he want to kiss? Who does he want to kiss? The speaker said, the secretary is indicating, keep it short, stupid. Boliye Shri Jagannath Swami ki, Shri Baladev Mahaprabhu ki, Shri Subhadra Maiya ki. You all are here for a great purpose. I am thrilled that you are having a 2-day Rotary workshop. My heartiest best wishes for all success.
Dhanyavad, Swamiji, for sharing your beautiful, motivated, valuable thoughts, which will always definitely help us in day-to-day life.